I've written a little simulation that allows you to look at how an infection spreads through a society. You can change some parameter, like how infectious this infection is, and the mortality rate, and if there's a delay between being infected and testing positive for this thing. Now, here we see the actual simulation. People move around, and right now they're blue. That means they're healthy. I can infect now one person by clicking on this yellow button. So this person is infected. This person now bumps into other people and may infect them too. Not everybody gets infected. Now we see the infection spreads. Now I can test people and isolate them once they're tested positive. There's a delay between becoming yellow, being infected, and being tested positive. I can also trace their contacts and send them into isolation. And I can send half of the population into isolation, no matter what tests are. And so we see here the number of infected people increases dramatically. Then people slowly turn green. That means they have recovered, or they are red, meaning they have died. Now, if people are isolated, they can't work, so my GDP drops. Now, I remove the isolation restrictions, and people come back and move around. That means GDP goes back up, but obviously now there's again some risk for the further spread of this infection. So you can play around with the timing of all of these policies. On the previous, on the settings, you can change the likelihood that if somebody bumps into an infected person, they become infected. We have here also the option of changing the medical capabilities. If they're more infected than these more people are infected than medical capabilities are, then the mortality rate increases. So you can play around with all of these different policies and see how this infection evolves. So here I skipped a little bit. So we see that initially my isolation measures lowered the number of infected, and now the virus is still active and moves through the population, but at a lower rate here. More and more people are infected and have recovered, and the total share of people who never got the virus has decreased.